Now coming back to this kasina is that, let's say, if I am not able to do the breath meditation, I'm not able to get into this, like what I was explaining to May on the body, Spatavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu, like that, then what's the alternative? Is there any alternative? Meaning, let's say I go to the Vipassana and I do a 10-day retreat and I do some other retreat and done many things, but I'm not picking up. So, Sariputta in the Dasuttara Sutta and as well as in the Sangiti Sutta. Other than that, there is in Anguttara Nikaya 10.25, Kasina Sutta. Okay. AN 10.25. This is required for those who cannot, for whatever reason, able to get the Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu, Ajjatta, Bahid, the internal, external, Hina, Panita. That is, Hina means inferior, Panita means superior. Like that, whatever the attributes are there, and I'm not able to get it. Meaning, theoretically, I know, maybe intellectually, I know, but experientially, I have not got a single thing. And what should I do now? So, the best meditation available is Kasina, where I take each one for 3 months. So, 10 into 3, that many months, becomes 30 months.
Right.
And I continuously practice it, continuously without a break. So, if you go to Visuddhi Magga, Buddha Gosa now makes it into a different earth kasina. He will say how to prepare it, Vayu kasina and all that. That is Buddha Gosa's way of doing it. But if you want to not go by the Buddha Gosa way and you go by the Sutta, let's say I'm not able, when I see my wife, I see her as a wife, no matter how much I really say she is just a Patavi and Apo and Tejo and Vayu, not working. And when I see Aryu, I feel he's Aryu. When I see May, I feel she's May. When I see Chirag, I see she's Chirag. And I see Sachin or Shreyas or any person I see, or any dog or cat or elephant or whatever it is, and then I see the road, I feel it's a road. Then I see the country, I see it as a country. So then nothing is working, right? Meaning, intellectually, I know it is not okay, but as an experience, I am still experiencing all of that. Now, until I experience it in a different way, no matter how much I hear to this person or that person and that other person, or some videos and some books and some, not going to help me, because I'm in constant search of it. I want it. I want to experience. I don't know why I'm not able to experience. So what is the alternative? Is there any alternative, or you have to only look at the breath and all that? The best alternative, again, don't jump over there and then, okay, from tomorrow I will do that. Okay. The best alternative is Kasina, universal. Meaning, like what May has sent those pictures, it's universal. If the skin doesn't have oil or water, that means moisture, and if the ground doesn't have moisture, it creates cracks. It's not my crack. It is not its crack. It's just there's no water. So if I observe that in this skin, not my skin, in this skin, this is the hair, not my hair, but it's a grass. Basically, if I come very near, there's no difference between this grass and the grass growing down. So what I can do now is to observe this. When I say contemplate, or when they write in the words in English, contemplate, mindful, etc., it's what you mean. What actually it is to have an observation. You just observe, no reaction, just observation. And when I observe, I see cracks on the ground and cracks on my skin. I'm just using the word my skin, cracks on the skin. So I can take a Vaseline, I can take any gel or whatever it is, and I can, like, now my lips have tapped off. So what I can do, I can take a lip balm called as lip balm and then start applying it there. What is that I'm doing? It's a petroleum jelly, it's a liquid, or it's an oil. So oil on the skin, oil on the ground, or the liquid on the ground will make it not only moist, but also holds it. That means the patvi gets held. Otherwise, it's by very nature disintegrates. So without apo, it disintegrates. We call that as dry skin. What? I don't even realize we're just naming it something which is natural. Meaning, if there is oil, then we call it as an oily skin. And if it is no oil, we call it as dry skin. We have named it. Oil is oil, skin is skin. When you bring oil and the skin together, what happens? It binds. So it's a binding agent. Whether I am bound like this, that means this body is bound by oil and water and the patvi, which is the solid or earth, or if Anusha and May and Chirag and Shreyas and Aryu and Sachin and my family, etc., and this wall, this painting is all the same. In the painting especially, if there is no moisture over there, it looks chapped. Meaning, if I keep it near a very dry area, it loses the color, the texture is gone. Why? Because there is no moisture. It's as simple as that. So, as long as I drink water, as long as I take some oily substance, this skin looks good. Otherwise, I have to take some alternative things, like I go and buy some skin cream in the market and then apply, called as a cold cream and a sunscreen, right? I don't realize that is just, I'm applying what? I'm applying a binding substance. So when I say I'm having a dandruff, what really it means? It means that the skin has started to peel off because there is no oil. So the grass down there will become loose. So if there's a dandruff, that whole thing will start falling away. So I don't want that grass to go away like this. Now I want it to grow. So what I do is I put some oil or some cream or some thing to make the grass stay on the ground. Now in this case here, there's nothing, no grass can grow now. Right? So if somebody says, hey Vilas, you are grown bald, what should I do? I know there was no head and a baldness. It's just a name. It's just a coinage of name. But actually what it is that the grass no longer can grow on this ground. If I know that much, and that's it, I don't feel anybody calling me bald or whatever he wants to call, it's his problem. Otherwise, I take this hair to be mine and the scalp is mine. So I need to do something. So then I go to a therapist and he or she will say, Vilas, you know what you can do? You can go in for hair weaving. We can weave the hair. It's like the ground has no ground and then you forcefully put the grass, just like we call it as artificial grass, right? So on the terrace you have a grass and then it looks green, but actually it's artificial and it will stay forever. And being, even if I die, that hair is going to be there because it's an artificial thing, right? So it's artificial. So if somebody says, hey Vilas, how come you got the hair back? So I'll put a story. one day I was meditating and the God came to me and asked me, what do you want, Vilas? And I said, Nirvana is anyway, it's far away, so at least give me hairs. And he said, here it is, my son, take it. I came all the way from heaven to give you hair. So voila, there's a hair. Is it real? Yes, real hair. Surprising. And this is what I can drop off, meaning if I really see. So basically, if I use Casina, or use this, I use that, or what May has sent those photographs, you should get it. If you get it, you don't have to meditate. This is Patavi, 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 Apo, Apo. That's not going to help. What helps is to observe. Now, I was telling Ravindra, we met earlier, just few minutes ago, saying that there's some gray hair coming here. It's like white. Now, I want to do a white Kasina meditation. Should I go and prepare something in white, or can't I reflect upon this white? I can, but it is my hair. So what will I do? I'll go to the market, pick up a dye, and I color it black. Now some lady will come and say, Vilas, you look so young, and that's what that's all I love to hear, because the more the age, I'm going near death, so I want to be young, because then young means you'll not die, old means you are going to die. That's the mental construct I have. So anyone saying to me that you look old, we bring fear of death. And anybody saying to me that I am young, it's going to bring me happiness. So the more they're young, the more they're happy. So why don't I become a child then? Because that's the most happiest moment, to be honest. Because he doesn't have to go to the school or to the university or have a job and earn, have a wife or son or kid or this and that, and then teach another set of things to that child. Nothing like what Ari was doing with his son Luke. And he has to keep on teaching, and then he will say, I don't like it, but you have to like it, and like that. So why don't we go back to our baby days? Right? But the problem is that you can't enjoy sensuality in the baby days. So you have to come into an adult life to enjoy. Okay. So what I choose is not what matters. I can choose any meditation object, but I need to stick with that meditation object at least for 3 months without changing it. So May, yesterday you have got it, you have cracked it, very good, appreciate it. Keep this for 3 months. Don't change the object. Now don't go in search of some other object. Now you got it. So you're comparing the skin with the grass. Beautiful. Got it. And from the space you have taken the whatever photograph, the sand dunes. From the top, the skin looks so good, but on the microscope it looks horrible. So we are taking a top view of this, and I say that I look so pretty. I see a girl and say, hey pretty woman, how are you? Then what's pretty in that? It's a worst ever thing if you put that skin under a microscope. It's horrible to see. So now what you need to do, the next set of practice, May, is that you need to, that top view, whatever you've got, you take that and compare your skin. Where you think that is your skin, it breaks. Meaning, in your mind, it's going to break. The moment it breaks, you get an aha moment. You got it. You picked it. Then when you see your kids or your husband, you will not feel anything, because now you have got rid of that. So in the chitta, it doesn't arise. That interest doesn't arise. Slowly, you lose your children and you lose your husband. Meaning they are there, but not in real sense that they are there. So you're done. Okay, good. I appreciate, and I'm very happy that yesterday in whatever session we had, and you got it. That's all I wanted. You got it. nice. It can't be, I can't have any better moment than this one. So, Aryu, this is called mudita, to be honest. So, it's not about material comforts or whatever it is. That's also one level of mudita. But if somebody sees the dukkha and comes out of dukkha, that's a most beautiful moment. So that is one of the Brahma Vihara, because the mind right now, in my mind, has such a benevolence for me. And that doesn't mean that for the other people I don't have, so don't take it in that way. But I felt very happy that she clicked it. It clicked her. Yes, Aryu, go ahead.
No, I was just thinking when watching the Jataka videos, right? Whenever they say this person attained Sotapanna or whatever, it always makes me cry. I guess that's mudita.
Yeah. That's mudita.
From mudita.
Yeah. Mudu means joy. Mudita is a state of joyness. That means you're so overjoyed that there is nothing you want. Meaning, at this moment, if May were to say, Vilas, I had 1 million New Zealand dollars, what do you think I should do? I want to gift you. I would say that you keep it to yourself, because that'll get burnt. Basically, if there was a fire in the bank wherever she has kept the money, and the bank were to get blasted out, and then all the money is gone, or at your home, or whatever it is. So it's unreal. Your happiness is real, okay, but not the money. So if you were to offer me 1 million New Zealand dollars, and then I have to compare that 1 million New Zealand dollars with 1 million US dollars and say that the US dollars is better and the New Zealand dollar is better, then I find US dollar is much better than New Zealand dollar, and then I feel, no, not that good. I think you should make it at 2 million, because that makes sense. Right? Anyway, coming back to the topic we had discussed, so I thought, let me go more detail into what we had discussed with Chirag and Aryu. So the 3 states. The first state, do's and don't, can be both in Dhamma as well as in the normal life. So when the child is born, we make them do this, don't do that, do this, don't do that, do this, don't do that. And then in school, do this, don't do that. In the college, do this, do that. University, then like that. And then also in the society. Society means collection of people. So we create a norm. What is to be done and what shouldn't be done. So if you're in a neighborhood, you should do this and you can't do that. If you're in a country, you should do this and you shouldn't do that. So all of this, like in New Zealand, you have your own laws and all that. And in Wellington, you might have something, and Anusha is from Auckland and she has something else. Somebody can be from this Christchurch and they have something else. Somebody from Australia, let's say, they have their own. So Canberra might have one thing, Brisbane might have another thing, and Perth might have another thing. But overall, we can say country has its own law, regulations, and blah blah. All that is do's and don'ts. This do's and don'ts, okay, is the basic foundation for our life, worldly life as well as the Dhamma life. Okay. So when I say this is what I want to do, okay, now when it comes to Dhamma, what I'm supposed to do? Basic thing, 5 precept is a basic. It need not be universal, it can be universal, but whatever it is, we take 5 precept. Okay. Just like I go to the school, I take some precept that I will not do this way, I will not hit my friend, I will be very friendly, and I will say my prayer, I will stand in a line, and etc. etc. In the same way, these are the 5 precepts. It by itself doesn't do anything, but it will make you do something and not do something. That means the output of that is developing conscience. Okay. conscience is an ability to know what to be done and what shouldn't be done. It's like the mind can do whatever it wants, and then the mind is tuned to do certain things and drop off certain things. So let's say I am married, meaning there is an institution called marriage. So as per that, I have a wife. So I'm not supposed to engage in any kind of relationship with any other woman, even though she's a woman and I'm a man. But having agreed that I will not trespass, so what I'm going to do is not to go there and start doing something which will make my relationship with my current wife in some kind of an issue. That means that if I do, it becomes an adultery, meaning it doesn't matter whether I have a physical intimacy with this woman or that woman. Physical intimacy is physical intimacy, but still there is a do's and don't, right? And this in Sanskrit called niyama, and also in Pali niyama, that you just have rules, set of rules, which will not allow the mind to do something. Rather, it will allow it to have a discretion, which means it can judge what should be done and what shouldn't be done, and then it becomes an ethical. Okay. So when I say ethical, it is just rules and regulation created. It's a created one. It's by itself. You may or may not, meaning polygamy might be accepted in another culture, but polygamy is not accepted in some other culture. So in polygamy is wrong or right, there's nothing called like that. Is it ethical or unethical? As long as that husband can say that I can feed all the wives, I can take care of all of them, nothing can stop in that culture to have many women. It's legally acceptable, right? And in my culture, when I say polygamy is not accepted, that means it is illegal, whereas in that culture it is legal. So what if I were to convert myself from this culture to that culture where it becomes legal? Yes, it is, because it is not illegal, because polygamy is accepted. So it doesn't mean that I need to have a monogamy kind of approach. I can have a polygamy. And how many women? I can have as many as I can take care of them. I can do as many of them. So that means there's nothing called as adultery in that case, right? So it's not sinful. It's not non-sinful. It's the norm, the societal norm that has been accepted. So this level of moral, is that a moral? Little bit. But is that an ethical? Yes, it is. Like office ethics. One office, one company, one ethic, another company, another ethic, another company, another ethic. So each company can have their own ethic. Each country can have their own ethics. What they call as ethics is law. Basically, what is permissible and what is not permissible. So in the office, something is permissible and something is not permissible. That need not be immoral. So every ethical need not be moral or immoral. Right? Like if I treat being with one wife is moral, and then what do you mean marrying 5 wives, is it immoral then? No, it is not allowed here, but it might be allowed in some other culture. So I can have 5 wives or 4 wives or 3 wives or as many number of wives as it could please, and then in this culture, in this acceptance, I can have only 1 wife, right? So it doesn't really matter. This is called ethical behavior. That means you agree to follow the rule of the land or rule of whatever, of the society or the family or whatever it is, or the city or country or whatever that is, right? And then you're following it. Like in the office timings are 9 to 6, okay, or 9 hours duty. You have to punch 9 hours, and I'm punching 9 hours, and that's it. I'm being ethical. So in that ethical, should I tell lies? No, why should I tell lie? I'm supposed to work for 9 hours. Should I tell lie to my wife that I'm having an affair with another woman and then I would also stay with her? If polygamy is accepted, then I can go and tell my wife, you know what, I have fallen in love with another woman. I will like to take care of her. I would like to take care of you also. So then both of you should stay together. And this is my wish. What do you think? And since polygamy is accepted, and she would say, okay, fine, no worries. Okay, so I have both women now. Is that sinful? No, it's ethical, normal. So is that adultery then? No, it need not be adultery. Why it adultery? I've already told her and she's accepted to it. Live-in relationship, let's say, is that an adultery? No, it is not. Why? It's accepted now. Is it immoral or moral? That's a separate issue altogether. If you ask me, it's ethical or unethical, I would say it is ethical. It's ethical. Why? Because it's accepted as a norm. It's fine. So anything that is created in the society or in the country or in whatever called as rules and regulations are nothing but ethical. If you follow that, you become ethical. If you don't follow it, you become unethical. Like, on the road, I need to put my helmet and that's not there, and then the police catches and then I need to pay the fine, and because I am unethical. It's nothing to do with immoral. I've not done any immoral act, but I am not ethical. So there's a difference between ethical and moral. Ethical is always absolute terms. There's no compromise on that because it's a set rule. So you can't skip it. You can't exclude it. You can't take it by exception. There's absolutism in ethics. That means it's not, is it compulsory or it is choice? It is compulsory. Like if I'm married, I need to go for a divorce and that's it. Nothing else in between can be worked out. Meaning, if I don't want that wife, and then I need to divorce her officially because there was an official marriage. So I had to officially divorce. Like I am working for a company and I am officially working for the company, I need to resign and they need to give me a relieving letter and then I am out of it. So can't I just walk away from that company? No, you can't. Can I not walk away from my wife? No, you can't. You cannot, because it's an official document, because it is registered. Yes, Chirag.
So I think one thing I would like to add, and this is based on my understanding. Obviously, let's say there's some official documentation involved. Let's say when you marry someone or when you sign up for a company, but whatever you're signing as a document, it's basically transforming your intention or will onto a written document. So even though the document is out there in the real world, but the reason it really matters is you have put your intention out there. Maybe you have promised people that, hey, I'm going to do this for these many years. So after you agree to do something and you violate it, that's how it's immoral. Not necessarily because you're
It is
violating
unethical. It is not immoral. It is unethical.
Wouldn't you say it's also wouldn't you say it's also immoral? So let's say you promised
No,
someone
wait.
something.
We will not touch moral, immoral. Okay. Ultimately, every moral is ethical. If you are on morality, it becomes ethical. But it need not be ethical from that standpoint. So, first we need to understand ethical. In Sanskrit and in almost all the Indian languages, it is called a niti. And in Pali also niti, N-I-T-I. Okay. So, niti, if somebody has put their name also, you will find somebody's name as niti, means ethical. Okay. There's a girl whom I know working for one organization, her name is Niti. That means she is highly ethical person. I mean, her parents thought that she will be ethical. I don't know how ethical she would be in real life, but it's ethical. Okay. So now, if we understand ethics means You're following the basic rules. Like in US, you can't drive beyond 70 miles an hour. Period. The road is empty, the road is this one, that one, it doesn't matter. 70 miles on the highway, or called as a freeway. That's all. Doesn't matter. And there is a red light, you need to stop. Green light, you need to go. Amber light, you need to wait. And if the police is chasing you, you stop the car. You shouldn't be going as a chase. Right? You can be put behind bars. So you need to stop the car and ask him, what do you want? And you need to be polite. All of these are ethics. They all are ethics. And there's got nothing to do with being moral. I can be the most immoral person, but 100% ethical. Got the point? I can be the most moral person and 100% ethical. Got it? So this is what you need to know. Niti, aniti. Niti is norms, following the norms. Aniti is one who doesn't follow the norms. Like, while eating, you should make sound. Eating is eating, right? And take my hand. And other person seeing will say that whether it's a goat or is like a oxen or is a cow or what kind, and then you're not supposed to do that. That's called table manners. The mannerisms, discipline is ethics. You stick to ethics. So when you join a company or an organization or a hospital or wherever you join, they'll give you a induction, and the induction is all about ethics, what this company is for, the value stream, and this and that. So they make you feel part of that organization and you follow that ethics so that your mind doesn't go into doing something else. Meaning it doesn't cheat, it doesn't steal, it doesn't do something because it is unethical as far as the organization goes. Let's say, since 4 of us are from software development here, including Sachin, so 5 of us here. Very interesting topic, that I can copy a piece of code and then put it in my office. Is it allowed? No, it's not, unless it's open source. That means it's free to copy. Then isn't copying immoral per se? I don't know. I think it is ethical. Yes, it's ethical. Isn't it immoral? Now we come to moral and immoral. If we move from this, it becomes moral and immoral. So then we can have a lot of debates on what is moral and what is immoral. So the first thing is ethical, unethical. Practice which is agreed by all is ethical. Husband is husband, wife is wife, house is a house, place is a place, city is a city, town is a town, country is a country, and you have agreed with that norm, you are 100% ethical. Mean, if I want some work to be done, I shouldn't be bribing someone because it is unethical. Because he's supposed to work and you're supposed to get work done from that person, so you can't bribe. And if I'm supposed to stand in a line, I need to stand in the line. I shouldn't break the line. I shouldn't bribe someone to break the line. That's unethical practice. Isn't it immoral? No, it need not be immoral. It need not be moral either. Very funny, right? But somewhere we should have these 5 precepts becoming moral and immoral. 5 precepts by itself is neither moral nor immoral. By itself. But the intent with which you do it makes you moral or immoral. It's just a rule. Whether you follow the rule or not follow the... See, I'll tell you what. I'm a Buddhist, let's say as an example. But I'm not a Buddhist. I'm following Buddha Dhamma, but I'm not a Buddhist. So will it apply to me, these 5 precepts? No. It won't apply to me. But isn't it universal? Need not be. How? Can we give some examples? Yes. Let's take one time partaking of food. It is meant for monks, not for lay followers. It's not for lay. It's for monks. But I'm not a monk. And that rule doesn't apply to you. Ah, that's strange. So can't I drink? Yes, you can drink. But it says that you should refrain from drinking. Yes, it's for a monk, not for you. Ah, beautiful. Then can I tell lies? Yes, you can. Why? Because it's for a monk. So the 5 precept is for a monk. Yes, absolutely true. Or even the 8 precepts is for a monk. Now, considering how a monk has changed his mind, you do the same thing as a lay follower. I don't agree with this. Where it is written? Read Uposatta Sutta, Anguttara Nikaya 3.70. He says for one day you do this. You live like an arhat for a day. Right? Live for a day. So now that is being ethical. So I take the ethical 5-8 precepts of the monk and nun and I incorporate in my life, which would then make me an ethical person as far as Buddha Dhamma goes. But in Buddha Dhamma, there is nothing called absolute sense, like what we have put in the rule books. Meaning, if you don't do it, you will get a punishment. There is nobody to punish you if you are telling a lie. Who will punish? The country will punish, or the judge will punish, or that society will punish. So the punishment need not be from Buddha Dhamma. The punishment will be from the organization. Let's say I tell lies and then I'm caught in the office, or I'm stealing something and I get caught in the office. I'm doing some sexual misconduct with a colleague of mine and he files a sexual harassment case with me. All of these are unethical practices. So the company is taking care of it. So the company will fire me and they will ask for compensation and they put me in jail for 3 months and defamed, and I come out and that's it. There ends the matter. Whether will I get a new job or whatever, that is a secondary issue, but this is what would happen to me at the max, right? There's nothing else. If I do a sexual misconduct and then there will be a case, but if I have just stolen something, let's say stolen something, they're going to give me a penalty. So let's say 10 times my earning. Okay, 10 times my earning. And I plead guilty with the judge and then say, yes, I have done that. And then he says, you need to pay 1 million to the company. I say, okay, I'll pay 1 million. And that's it. Over. Because I was unethical. It's unethical. Is it moral or immoral? It's got nothing to do with it. Now we come to the moral. Yes, Harry, you had a question?
No, I just had a comment. I think this ethical thing is with regard to the context of what the goal you try to achieve, right? With this company, the ethics are trying to make the workplace, the company thrive. So you have to be ethical in keeping all these codes. And as a layperson who follow Buddha Dhamma, I want to not go to the pious. So we make the ethics of the 5 precepts to at least keep me somewhat safe. But if you go to the monk life, your goal is to get liberated. Now you're seeing a show where it's not ethical. So you make this rule to make you, so it's with regard to what you try to achieve. You set the ethics.
Right. So this is the first stage, I could call. The first stage. The Dhamma or in worldly life, same. Absolutely same. Now we come to the Kusala, Akusala or Dhamma, Adhamma. And in Sanskrit, Adharma and Dharma. Or in English, moral and immoral. Or we can use another word, merits and demerits. These are the many ways of explaining that. What it really means. You are going beyond the norms. Niti. Meaning you're transcending Niti. Why? What's the need? Well, you see, there is this punya and apunya, or punya and papa, merit and demerit. Both have a consequence. There is a consequence. Whether I'll be punished here or not is secondary, meaning the company might not even realize that I'm stealing. Or the company loves stealing and I'm stealing and they're very happy. Right. So they want to poach another company and I'm giving them information on how to poach another company, and then I'm promoted as a director, and then my job becomes even more simplified. I keep on poaching people, poaching technology, poaching product, poaching this and that, and then I salvage and I cannibalize the product and then sell, and then it's making millions of dollars. And the original company which created it shutters down and my company is up. And I'm now the vice president or senior vice president of that company. I'm been given a role for stealing. As per the company, I'm ethical. Actually, I'm very ethical. We called it as ethical hacking. Hacking itself is bad, but I'm saying ethical hacking. And I create hackathon to show that I can hack. And it is a loud thing that I can hack the product. Yes.
Just like in the army, to kill the enemy is ethical, right?
Yeah. So is that immoral? Is hacking immoral? Yes, it is. It is. Why? It is papa. Simple as that. Why? What's wrong in that? Well, you need to have such a mindset to copy something, to steal something, to do something. It's going to be immoral. But my company demands it. So what I should do? It's a wrong livelihood. No. Come on, don't tell me that. I'm getting $300,000 a month for doing that. Well, fine, you keep the $300,000 per month, but please remember, it's immoral. But I have a family life. I don't care whether you're a family life or you're a single life or you have a whatever life. If you want to be moral, you have to come out of that. It's called samma ajiva. This is michcha ajiva. That means wrong livelihood. What is michcha? It's actually, Sanskrit word is mithya, which means deluded. My livelihood is deluded. In what? Stealing is good. Yes, Sachin, go ahead.
So let's say my company is demanding lying, and I'm lying.
Right.
So it is not Michcha Vacha, but it is Michcha Kamanto.
Correct.
Michcha Ajiva only, right?
Yes, it is
I am, whatever I do, what company is demanding, irrespective of right or wrong, all that comes into Michcha Ajiva.
Yes.
So there I am not lying actually.
There you are not lying, but you are on a wrong side of the organization because you are doing it. The intention is, even though you don't have that intention, but you also support that intention. So you become an immoral thing.
Yeah, immoral to the extent of living only. So its severity decreases. For example, let's say company demands killing and I kill. But killing is higher than living, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
But now I am coming back to living.
Yes, I am coming back to living. Yes, Harry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was reminded of a question. Chirag was asking about the social media, right? Let's say Twitter. The whole point of Twitter is sampapalapa, right? People keep talking this and that. So I'm just coding for Twitter, right? I don't want to do sampapalapa, but the chatters. But I'm working for that company. Does that make it a wrong livelihood?
No, wait. So let's understand its context. Working for any company is not a michcha ajiva. Any organization. But if the intent of that organization is to harm themselves and harm others, meaning sankappo, samma sankappo, there are three things. Avihimsa sankappo. not having violent attitude or a harmful attitude towards oneself and to others, and to both. Now let's take Twitter. I'm coding for Twitter. I don't even read any of those tweets. Fine, fair. But I'm doing Twitter and I want to put in some thoughts which make people angry, make people fight, make people something. And I love that. And first I should be burning in that, right? First I should burn myself with that anger. And then I'm spreading anger. It's like I'm in fire and I'm spreading fire. And then I'm in Michya Jiva. Because that's my nature. That's what I love. See, let's say my boss says, Vilas, do one thing, 20 lines. Sorry, 200 words. Put a tweet where the person should feel like committing suicide. And I say, yeah, I will do it. But what will I get if that tweet is very good? Yes, Vilas, you'll be compensated with 1 million US. That means I want to sell the suicide attempts of what people are going to do. There was a game also, right? I don't know that PUG. What is that? Pug.
Yeah.
PUBG.
PUBG. So many people committed suicide because it was inciting that. It was saying that. And then people committed suicide in India or in elsewhere also. Yes, go ahead.
So could you say everyone who work for PUBG is in?
No. That company wants that, and then you are supporting it, and you can't see it, right? So Michya means what? Mithya. It means deluded. So you can't see the intention, and you favor that intention. See, there are so many professions you can do. Why this? Yes.
I'm a little confused. My question is it wrong livelihood to work for that company? You said you're supporting that.
No. You are asked to do that. You are supposed to incite something. The company ideal might be something, right?
Okay.
But you are
Those
not
are
doing it.
Okay. I guess in terms of sensual things, right? Let's say a game. Overall, it's getting you deluded and into kama, right? Into sensuality.
Absolutely.
So in that sense, it's not the best.
No. That you leave it. That we come to the next stage. So you are gone to the next stage of it. We are still in moral and immoral. Sensuality, enjoying the senses, is not immoral. Like, what he says in that Chunda Sutta. He says, you can enjoy the girl, but should be sure that she is not taken care by father and brother and mother and all that, right? That means I can have a living relationship. Let's say I'm a young bachelor and I don't want to commit myself, and there's a girl who is wanting to stay. Hold on for a second. And then she agrees to stay with me. I agree to stay with her. We take 6 months to understand each other before we commit. Is that adultery? And the answer is no. Why? Because the girl is in agreement with it and you are in agreement with that, and if it works as a relationship, you will marry. If not, you will say we'll remain as friends. Now, don't that mean that I will not have sexual intercourse with her? Maybe I might be having. Maybe or may not be. I don't know, right? The whole idea here is, if my parents were to agree that you can have a live-in relationship, and the girl's parent were to agree you can have a live-in relationship, it is not kameshu michachara. No, not at all. So it is not immoral, because I am a lay person. Number one, I am a lay person. If I am a recluse or a monk, and then I say that I need to have a live-in relationship with this girl, I think she looks pretty, and it's weird. You are a monk, you are given up everything, and why you want to be with a girl? So what is the Vinaya? If you go by the discipline in the Buddha Dhamma, you are removed from the Sangha. You are not killed or you are not put in jail. You are removed from the Sangha. That means you lose the license to be with them. Like, let's say I'm a doctor and then I kill, and there's a court hearing and they say that your certificate is no longer valid and you can't practice your medicine. Yeah, go ahead.
In a sutta where the Buddha was talking to a horse trainer, I think it's Casey Sutta, like it said, if they consider you unfit for training, it's basically we killed you in the holy life.
Yes.
Like the Buddha said, I kill him.
Yes. So it depends. See, always Buddha Dhamma is dependent origination. It's not absolutism. It's not relativism either. Meaning there's nothing called as relative to this and there's nothing called absolute to that. Meaning absolutely this is true and absolutely this is false. No. Relatively this is true and relatively this is false. No. They both are two extremes. So Buddha doesn't go to both the extremes. Right? So you need to look at the merit of it. So if something is inciting passion, inciting violence, inciting something which will make your Nibbana go far away, if that is your goal, then those livelihood you shouldn't take. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't be in any livelihood at all. What's the point? Yes.
I guess in terms of moral versus immoral, in the second noble truth, there's a three couple, the three intentions. Nikama is for liberation. So you can still go for worldly things if you're not going for liberation. So it's not moral or immoral.
No.
But abhyapada and abhimsa is moral and immoral because those two are you're hurting or you're getting that lower.
Yes. So now let's come to that in a few minutes from there. We will go through all the eight Arya Tangika Magga. I will take you through that in the next one, not in this. So let's be here. Let's not jump. Now the second one is why you should be in Kusala. Is that you will leave this place and enter into the next place, which is heavenly realm. And that is my goal. That's exactly is my goal. To be an anagami. And I need to be kusala. So that I'm very clear now that why am I doing moral is not because this is immoral and that is moral and this is then that my mind will go in a mad hunt. Right? Then I keep on asking each question, is it moral? I ate, I was hungry, but I ate. And is it moral then? Is it ethical then? And this is this then? What should I eat? Can I eat a lamb today? No, I think killing, right? I shouldn't be eating. I think, can I eat a chicken then? No, chicken is also same thing. And then egg? No, you can't. No, vegetable, some people say even vegetable have life, so I can't eat. Then what should I eat? Oh, this is too tough. So why I was born? Now that's the reason Buddha said, Jati pi dukkha. Now being born is a suffering. Now I got it. Now should I commit suicide? And he says he shouldn't. Oh my goodness, he doesn't ask me to live. He doesn't want me to kill. Now, too much. No, that's not how it is. Moral, punya, merit, or whatever you want to call. Right and wrong. Right and wrong. Right means which will take you from this to a higher realm. Wrong means which will take you from that to the lower realm. You might ask, I am not dead, so how do I know I'll go to heaven? Look at the state of your mind. If you are very pleasing right now as you do things, and you are in heaven, there's nothing called as a different heaven. Your mind is established in heaven. If you are pained, you are pinching, you are feeling irritated, also guilty conscious. And some actions we feel guilty. I shouldn't have said that. Wrong. I shouldn't have done that. The conscience will bite you. If so much of conscience is biting you, it means you are going lower than the current existence. Because only in the human realm you can distinguish between what you should do and what you should not do. Because you have the first one, niti, which is do's and don'ts. So because of that, you are having a guilty conscience. A conscience is biting. So now if I have a sati, mindfulness or awareness, and then I will leave the akusala or akushala in Sanskrit or papa and come towards the punya, which will take me from this realm to the higher realm. So that's my objective. I don't worry about Nibbana being there, not there. I care a damn about it. But at least I need to come out of this problem, right? So what do? I require 10 paramis. So I start with dana, beautiful, A+. Then sila, tick. Then nekkhamma, tick. Then I come into panya, tick. Then into the virya, tick. 5 things are done. Very good. Next, 6th one. Khanti. I will tell you what these meanings are in English. So let me finish this 10. So Khanti, tick. Then Satcha, tick. Then Adhittana, tick. Metta, tick. Upekha, tick. All the 10 in different degrees. If it is 100%, then I become Samma Sambuddha. I don't have an interest of becoming Samma Sambuddha. I don't really like being that, but this is okay. So first is dana. I have upadana. I want to hold tight to my heart. I can't give anything in life without expecting that person should do something to me. Now I'm doing Dhamma Desanas or this one, and I expect that somebody should give me something. So I'll ask, Aryu, what can you gift me? Tell me, come on, tell me one thing you can gift. And Aryu have been gifting me a lot of things. So then I will, the newcomer is May. I'll say, May, you have been listening to me. So tell me what you can give. And she says, what I can give? I can't give you anything. Come on, this is unfair. You should do some dana. How much of the New Zealand dollars can you transfer to me? And then you say, yeah, you're asking me maybe 100. 100? That's all. I spoke for 1 hour. You are just giving me $100. It's like Anusha has gifted. So now I have to only corner you because all the other people have donated. Okay, now you say, oh my goodness, I got caught up in this, so I'll give some dana. Okay. Now that is not good thing for me and for you. So dana is something where you just give it because you don't want to hold it. Something which you love, you give it. To let go of it, the moment you let go of it, it opens a space. So it creates a space. It generates spaciousness. So if I want to get into the arupa jhana, which is infinite space, dana is going to help me. So being generous is going to help me to increase the space. So if I want to practice the infinite space and to infinite consciousness, this dana feeling will reduce upadana. Okay? That means it is going to cut the previous one, which is tanha, craving. Because if I am craving only, I am going to hold it, right? So now I will give something which I crave. So let's say I crave for dollars. And I will force myself to give something, right? Well, I have a $500 bill and I just give it to him. Don't care whether it's deserved, not deserved, good, bad, ugly, whatever it is. Just give $500. I don't care. I see within my heart, it has created space. No expectation, so it creates space. Now a magical thing is going to happen. The more I give, the more sila will automatically get established. That is, moral values or ethical values starts automatically. The 5 precepts I don't have to practice per se. Remembering, oh, today is Saturday, so what should I do? Oh, panati pata. Shit man, I can't eat chicken today because today is Saturday. Oh my goodness. So that means I can eat it only on Sunday. And adinna dana, that means stealing. I don't steal generally, right? I don't think so. None of us steal. So that means, are we all good then? And in fact, we don't kill also. Whom do we, as a morning till evening, you tell me, each one of us, have we taken some gun or sword or whatever to kill someone? So there should be something deeper in that samadhiyami, right? It's the intention what you get. That is the mental intention that let this guy die. That's the most important thing than the act of killing. Yes, ultimately you have to take something to kill that person, but if it doesn't appear in the mind, how will it appear on the body? So you need to have that. So all of these 5 precepts is mental construct, then the verbal construct, then the physical construct. So what I am going to do now is that I will donate without expectation. Then what happens is it brings me sealer. I don't have to practice. And the more I give, the more I getting into renunciation, because I'm leaving it and it's becoming more spacious. The more space I create, the nekkhamma will automatically start. Meaning I'm giving up. Nishkramana is in Sanskrit, nekkhamma in English, Pali, and the exact meaning for English, if I were to bring it up, is not taking. Don't take anything. You are giving, here you don't take, meaning you have given up, right? You have given up, which is why it's called renunciate. Renounce, to give up. So not taking. Don't take. What do you mean don't take? Don't take in the mind as yours, because that is what is holding you. So you don't take. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't eat or you shouldn't take salary or you shouldn't do this or that. You do all that, but don't take as yours. So nekkhamma. So 3 things. 4th one, prajna or panya, wisdom. You don't have to study. It comes automatically because you have given up. What you give up automatically comes up on the surface as a good experience. If I want to be in jhana, that means I am in upadana. That means I am holding on to that. I need to be in jhana. What if I just give up that idea of being jhana? It automatically happens. I want to watch the breath. I am holding on to it. I think today I need to get it. That day will never happen. In 5 minutes also you can't watch the breath because you are holding on to it. So dana. Dana, sila, nekkhamma, panya, virya. Energy. Now I put energy to understand what is real. For that there are some constraints or obstacles are going to come. That is the 6th one, khanti, which is forbearance or patience. Then satya, truth. Automatically when you have patience, you will not fall prey to the false thing, you will be in truth. So 7th one. Okay, 8th one. Adhitthana, determination. Now you can determine. I can sit for 1 hour, I can sit for 10 hours, I can do this because 7 things are working for you. So now the 8th one is easy. 9th one is metta. 10th one is upekha, equanimity. That's the last of the parami. That means the 4th jhana, which is equanimity, will only happen if I do this thing for which I need to be moral. So why am I being moral is because I require parami. That means if I am a sotapanna, want to get into sakadagami, then I need to have morality. Then I need, if I want an anagami, even more moral than the sakadagami. If I am an arhat, you have completed it. So first is kusala, meaning what makes you go up the ladder. Simple. It need not be ethical, unethical, leave all of that. It's man-made. Make it as man-made. That doesn't mean that moral and immoral or divine-made. I'm just saying that these are norms. Practice the norms. Practice the norms means when you wake up, brushing the teeth is a norm. Whether you take an electric brush and do it, or you take a manual brush and do it, whether you put a paste and do it, or you do it in the morning or in the night or whatever it is. The norm. Why? It smells. It smells odd. You have to brush the teeth. Not for your comfort, but the next person who is standing in front of you, and that guy will be doing like this. Hey, there's some smell coming. I said, no, I'm actually smelling very good. No, Vilas, there's a bad odor coming from your mouth. Come on. Let's say I have a girlfriend. I say that, look, I want to kiss you. And And she says, not now, please. Your smell is so bad, I can't kiss. I say, look, you love me or not, you tell me. And she says, it's not about loving you or hating you. Your mouth is smelling horrible. Just remove that. I don't mind kissing you. And that is ethical. Should I bath or shouldn't I take bath, if that is the question? You're taking bath because his body is sweating and smelling. That's the only reason. It's like somebody asking after potty, should I clean up or shouldn't I clean up? It's a crazy question. What should I answer? First, whatever is coming down, that is very horrible. So you better clean it up because we can't see it. You might be happy. It's okay. But you clean up. So this is ethical. Is it immoral? What has morality got to do with this? So everything that is moral need not be ethical. Everything that is ethical need not be moral. But however, if you are on the punya, you would have taken care of the ethics. Because you don't want this normal ethical agreement. You want to leave this place and go to a higher existence. And because you have set a higher goal, it's worthwhile to stop all of these 10 immoral deeds. Okay. Now this is done. But sir, going to heaven is not my interest. I want a permanent happiness, not a temporary kind. Well. Then come to anartha and artha. Anartha and artha. Nibbana is the only artha. Everything else is anartha. Then what does that mean? Give up completely. No conceptualization. Give up your family life, give up everything, including your own self, the self view, the man measurement. Don't measure anything. And when you don't measure anything, there's nothing which appears in the chitta, that is the mind or the mental construct. So when that doesn't come, you are done. That's all. So now a question comes, whether I want to be ethical, worldly, and also Dhamma way. Yes, that will take you to Sotapanna. Now the second one will take you to Sakadagami and Anagami. The third one will take you to Arhat. Now it is the choice between whether I want to be an Arhat, whether I want to be an Anagami, or whether I want to be a Sotapanna, or whether I want to be Puttujana. What's the difference between Puttujana and Sotapanna is the Sotapanna knows the Buddha Dhamma, the Puttujana doesn't know the Buddha Dhamma, so basically that's all what it is. And he will not do some stupid things, and the Puttujana can do all kind of stupid things. Meaning he will abuse, he can do whatever it is, but this guy sets some moral standards, meaning he understands morality much better than the normal person, so he doesn't know the consequences. He only sees from ethical standpoint, the normal person, whereas the Sotapanna sees from a moral point of view, meaning what is the consequence of this? Will it give me punya or papa? That means in the Atha Anatha, he has to transcend this moral and immoral. Whereas in the second part of it, he needs to desire, has a craving, also tanha, for morality. Now you might ask a question, then is this wrong? No, it is not wrong. It will give you rebirth in a higher existence. It will never make you come back to this existence. So now the question, should I do this or should I do that? You decide. What is your goal? Your goal is the first one, no problem. Goal is the second one, slight trouble. Goal is the third one. You have to take the entire trouble now. Yes.
You said something about not going back, right? But only if you get the wisdom of like to some anatta to some extent, you don't go back, right? Otherwise, you get punya that still comes back.
Yes,
So,
absolutely. The third one is the transcending that.
yeah. So second one, even if you're perfectly moral, it doesn't take you to anagami per se. It takes you to that.
No, it can take you to Sakadagami and Anagami. Depends on at what level that mind is established outside the sensuality.
Okay. So the wisdom automatically comes when the whole mind is
It should come, right? It should come. Why? I'll tell you. Because Dana, Sila, Nekkhamma will give you Panya. To whatever level you have that Parami, right? So that is from a word called Parama, ultimate. Paramita means, mita means what expands. That is, it keeps you within that mita. That means it will not allow you to do something crazy, right? Paramita is what makes you and ultimately keeps everything under bay, meaning you have put a literally a, you have covered the field with wall or a grill or whatever it is, so that you don't graze outside that. Yes.
So let's say the first teacher of the Buddha and second teacher of the Buddha, they're practiced very good meditation and a very good amount of panya, right? But it does not make them sotapanna or sakadagami and all that.
No, I'll give you a clarity on that. Now, out of 31 realms of existence, Alara Kalama achieved 30th. Buddha Karamaputta achieved 31. Right?
Yeah, so they're all basically Brahma in their mind. Basically, they're Brahmas.
Exactly.
Brahmas.
It takes eons for them to come back. Now, what Buddha did is he removed the lower existences by removing Sakkaya Ditti. Meaning, what is Sakkaya Ditti? Basically, it comes to Mamakara, mine. This is mine. If you read any of the Sanyukta Nikaya suttas, Eso na mama, eso na aham asmi, eso na me atta, right? That means the first one, eso na mama. So, rupam attato samanupasati, rupavantam va attanam, rupam va attam, like that which is there, right? Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vinyana. So, what it basically means is that mamakara, mama means mine, mine. This belongs to me. So, in the 31 realms, each realm I feel it is mine. I have landed there. I have landed there. I have landed there. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I guess these person you would say are perfectly moral, almost perfectly moral.
Yeah, they are.
They would be perfectly moral.
Otherwise,
right?
they can't get into that.
Yes, they would be. Yeah, but I guess it's just your comment previously saying they will be sakadagami or anagami. It need not be without this mamakara thing.
Yeah. So now what Buddha did is he found out where the problem is. So he removed the mamakara, which is sakkaya ditti. The ritual portion is what? What you need to recite in order to go there. Okay. What you need to recite. Now the question can be asked, what is there to recite? So in the Upanishad, basically it gives a very beautiful way of getting into that. Let's say I utter so hum. It is in Taittiriya Upanishad, so I can take that, and what I can do is I can keep on reciting so when I take in breath, hum when I take out breath, so hum, so hum, so hum, so hum, so hum, like that. In a moment, I mean a moment means not exactly one moment, in some days or whatever it is, it turns itself into hum so. So hum becomes hum so. Hamsa is white, swan. I can enter into the fourth jhana using soham. Right? Now, when I am in the fourth jhana, all that what is indicated in the Samanya Pala Sutta is experienced. Meaning, I can get into knowing my past lives, I can get to see the minds of others, I can float on water, I can walk on water. With the body, I can go to different realms of existence and all of that. Yes.
So the people who's already established their mind in these stages, they just need to hear a little bit of Dhamma and they're done.
Exactly. So that is the reason many Brahmins who came and spoke to Buddha, they became Arahat instantly. Why? Bahir. You just take Bahir. He has not even heard about who is Buddha, let alone what is Buddha. He didn't sit there and say, oh, you know what, I need to do this 5 precept and then I do this, I do that, I do that. No. He had not even heard who is Buddha. In fact, he went and asked someone and he said, the only person who can tell you where you have reached is Buddha. And he asked, where does he stay? And he said, you go in this place and he will stay. After walking for several days, he met somebody whom he thought is Buddha. Right? So why that? You look at the Pukkar Sati. He has not even known who is Buddha. He is not seen. And Pukkar Sati and Buddha meet in one place. And then Buddha explains to him. And Buddha asks in the end, do you have your bowl? Because if you want to join my group, you should have a bowl and a ropes. And he says, I don't have. And he tries getting it. By the time the bull will come and kill him. And then these people come and say, Pukkar Sati is dead. Where did he land? Buddha says, he landed nowhere. And these guys are confused. What do you mean? He is extinguished. He is an Arhat. And for all that matter, he didn't know who is Buddha. He has not even seen him. The same case with Bahir. So, it need not be a Buddha follower to become a Sotapanna or a Sakadagami or Anagami like that. It is, what is your state of your mind? Meaning, if you cut off your lower fetters, you will never come into this existence. It can be anyone, right? It is not that only Buddhist will do it and not other persons will do it. That's a foolishness, actually. It's a foolish argument. It's like putting a trademark on something, making it TM and saying that only that will work. No, not like that. So, yes, go ahead.
But I guess the overall understanding is that in other schools there's samatha, right? There's a lot of samatha, and then Buddha teaching there's also vipassana and anupassana.
Yes.
And right, so I guess these people who achieved very high stages of jhana and all these realms would have been doing vipassana in their own terms, right?
Yes.
It may not be how Buddha teach it, but they also not see the body as mind, because at certain stage you will not see the body as mind and all that. But they still see the consciousness as mind, so which means they may not have reached Sotapanna.
No, there are many suttas where Buddha explains he need not be following me, but yet he can establish it. There in the Sangiti Sutta, there in the Suttara Sutta also. There are 5 ways of liberation. There are 8 ways of liberation. There are so many different approaches given. It need not be that this person, what he says, he has not met the Arya. He doesn't say he has not met the Buddha. Arya is a person who has seen the truth. It need not be only the Buddha saw the truth and nobody else. Right? Now, hold on for a second. So, it doesn't matter what you're following. As long as you are able to understand the fetters, Sanyojana, and you're able to cut using whichever, you are a Sikh, you are a Hindu, you are a Muslim, you are a Christian, or you whatever you are, it doesn't matter. You are able to remove the Sanyojana, which binds, and then you are done. Okay, you can revalidate using Buddha Dhamma because it gives you step-by-step process. It's like I've written code myself. I use GitHub Copilot and I throw the code at it, and it gives me an answer saying that this piece of code is wrong and this piece of code is right, and this piece of code which is right called as Sotapanna.
Mhm.
Oh yes, I am a Sotapanna because the GitHub Copilot says so, right? And I take another set of the code and I think I am a Sakadagami, and I am not too sure. I don't know if this Vilas also sometimes confuses me. Once he says I am, once he says I am not, I care a damn. So let me use the AI tool, and then I write it to GitHub Copilot and it says, yes, you're a Sakadagami. Yeah, man, I've done it. And then you again write another set of expressions, and then it says, wow, congrats, not even a one single code is having a mistake, no bugs. You're an anagami, man. Wow, man, wow, I've done it. That's all what it is. So it doesn't matter. Writing code is writing code. Only for validation, I can go to the Buddha and validate. That's exactly what Bahia did. He went and revalidated. And only, what did he say? 5-6 sentences. Bahia, for you, since you asked me, dhite dhite matam, sute sute matam, mute mute matam, vinyate vinyate matam. When you do this, na tena bahia, na tatta bahia. That means not this, not that, nor in between. Ubhaya mantare. And Bahia said, thank you. That's the last word of Bahia, and after that he's dead. Now if you ask me a question, did he go to the school of Buddhist for a few years and then mastered there, did a PhD, and then met Buddha, and then Buddha said, wow, come, welcome, I will teach you Buddha Dhamma. In fact, he was so opposed in teaching him. He said, I'm going for lunch. And what Bahia said, I'm not too sure whether you will live or not. I'm not too sure whether I will live or not. So he showed that urgency. Yes.
So in Bahia's case, you could say when he met Buddha, it made the difference, right? So in the sutta it said when they have not seen the Arya, and so in this case he's seen the Arya, right? Because
Yes.
So can you say before that he's not Arya?
No, it's not like that. Say, Arya is a word. First, we need to understand what is this Pali word Arya, from which Arya has come. Arya. In Sanskrit, Arya, Pali Prakrit original is Arya. Arya. Riya is going around. Re is going around. Arya is not going around. First way of defining. Now, how do you go around? Through Raga Dvesha Moha. Basically, there's no other way you can go around. Either you like something or you dislike something, and you are in delusion about the same thing. So Ariya is a person who has stopped this going around. Going around with what? This circling around, which is Paticca Samutpada. Clear? So when he says Ariya Puggala, it means one who has understood this circling around, meaning samsara. Do you mean to say samsara is a trademark of Buddha? No. And in fact, Buddha in the Dhammacakka Pavardhana Sutta, he says that I discovered it.
Yeah.
He never said I invented it, I created something new. He said I just discovered it. It was there. I'm just bringing it up. I got it. It was there, but I got it. So we should see it in that way. So even for us, for anyone, no matter what religion, tradition, or whatever we have, if somebody were to see this between do's and don'ts, moral, immoral, and senseless and essence, or sense and nonsense, and you will sit and observe, Ah, okay, this is where we are. The fetters will automatically go away. He need not be a, yes, this would help, because at that point in time, Aryu, the people were beyond Neya. Nowadays means after 1,000+ years of Buddha, majority of the population are Padaparma. What do you mean Padaparma? Means they cannot get the Dhamma. Doesn't mean that they are not human beings. They are human. They have some quality, but it's not enough for them to get it. So Neya is a person who can get it, who can understand. If something is said again and again and again, it might work out. Like in the case of May, or in the case of Sachin, or in your case, or Chirag, or whoever, whatever, or even Anusha. In the case of Anusha, if you take her example, he was listening to one Bhante, Punnaji, and that person only said one word, Yam kinchi samudaya dhammam sabbam tam nirodha dhammam iti. And she got it. Whether somebody believed it, did not believe it, or her friend believed it, and he started giving her sermon that no, that is not okay. But that's all what is required to be a Sotapanna. That's nothing more to be done on for Sotapanna, because you have penetrated to Dhamma. But does that mean she's an Anagami? Does that mean she's Sakadagami? No, you just got an entry into Buddha Dhamma, right? Or Dhamma, basically. Let's not call it as a Buddha Dhamma. Dhamma, meaning what is real and what is unreal. So she is understood. Like May, she is understood in the way she could understand. And Shreyas would have understood in his way. And Aryu, you would have understood in your way. But have you not penetrated the Dhamma? And the answer is yes. You have all penetrated in one way or the other way. But need not be exactly what Shreyas is doing, need not be like what Anusha is doing or May is doing. You're trying it out, right? So that means you are becoming into the Ariya. You're ending the journey. Please correct me if I'm wrong in what I'm saying. So Ariya is one who is understanding how to end the journey. So he can be from anywhere if he understands how to end the journey, and that's all what it is. So you are revalidating using Buddha Dhamma, whether your understanding is correct or wrong. That's exactly what Bahya did. So the next thing is, how do I get into Samadhi? Is by understanding or setting the goal. Whether the first one is my goal, or the second one is my goal, or third one is my goal. Accordingly, I can see the fruits. Okay, whatever goal I have set, I'll get the fruit of that. So if somebody asks me, are you really an Anagami? What should I answer? Like I was explaining to May yesterday, that I had an accident last week and I took my scooter and I left the spot. I didn't care about shouting at someone or cursing myself or doing something. I was not even unhappy that I fallen down or the vehicle fell on me totally. I just took my scooter, came home. I had a swollen leg or feet. Then whatever needs to be done, I did it. Even now the pain is there, but it's lesser. That's it. I didn't have any animosity towards that driver who came very close to me, and because of that reason I fell. Nor I cursed my karma, saying that, oh, what I would have done in my past and I fell down and all that. Nothing like that. There was no need for me to do that. So she was asking me, I mean, we went on these topics and I told her, so isn't it enough proof for me that where I have landed? Because I was not anticipating that I'm going to fall or going to be met up with an accident. But when that incident happened, there was no animosity. There was no irritation. Even a little bit of irritation was not there. And when I came back home, For a few minutes, I didn't tell I had an accident. And then after I entered inside, I told my wife I met with an accident. But from the face, she couldn't make out that I had an accident. And then when I removed my shoes, it had become a swollen feet. And that's it. So it didn't cause anything to me. Or I didn't keep on reflecting upon how the driver came and how horrible it is, this traffic, as a reason I shouldn't be in Bangalore and blah blah, and keep on reflecting on that and worrying over it and etc. etc. Nothing, just done. So if I look at the Eight Noble Truth, Sammaditthi, I have Sammaditthi. That's for sure. So Samma Sankappo. Samma Sankappo will give to Samma Vacha. So nothing came out of my mouth abusing that person. Samma Vacha, Samma Kammanto. That is right karma, right deed or proper deed. Samma Ajivo, the livelihood. You fall, you take, you just gather your things and go. Samma Vayam, right effort or proper effort. Samma Sati, I was in Sati. Samma Samadhi. Samma Jnana, Samma Vimukti. So 8 is giving me 10. So from that suffering, didn't I get Vimukti? Yes. I didn't have any problem with that tuk-tuk who came very close to me, nor the car guy who came very close to the tuk-tuk, and then he came close to me and hence I fell down. In fact, that tuk-tuk driver was saying to me that it's a car, so why don't you go and talk to the car? And he was getting very angry and worked up with that person because he was about to hit me and he was feeling sorry that he was about to hit me and I fell down. He was explaining me so much. I just said one sentence, it's okay. That's the only word I said. It's okay. And I left the spot. There were people all across trying to do something. And I just took my scooter and left. They were all looking like this. What a kind of person this guy is. Because it's an accident. And in Bangalore, when an accident happens, they will at least get 200 people standing and watching fun. And in a matter of minutes, the whole road was normal. Because I didn't end up in fighting with that tuk-tuk driver or me and tuk-tuk driver going and fighting with that car fellow, banging my fist on his car, and then he comes out, I punch him, and in the nose the blood comes, and I say, next time you do this, I will. Right? So what should I prove? To whom should I go and prove? Nothing. I just took my scooter and came back. So the test was, when you are in trouble, what is going to come in your chitta? Nothing came. So isn't it quite a demonstrative evidence that where you have reached? Yes. So aren't you moral? Yes. That's not sufficient, right? I don't have to do anything. The next step I need to take is Artha Anartha or Artha Anartha. Is it with essence or non-essence? So if I want to do that, I have to transcend both moral and immoral. So that means that I have to leave this, the subtle upadana, and go into the next one where you are reaching arhat. And there ends your life. So this is the step. Okay, I'm done, I think so. Unless you have any questions or comments. Today May is very silent. I think she got the food what she was looking for. Nice. Anusha, any comments from you, Chirag?
I may have one question, will ask you.
Go ahead.
Can you please explain to me Atta and Anatta, please?
Artha, anartha. Artha means making sense and anartha means not making sense. In the Dhammachakka Pavattana Sutta, if you see, he uses this word called as anartho. When on the Kila Matanu Yogo, that means you trouble yourself so much that he no gammo puttujjaniko, after that anatta sanhita. He's joining late. What happened? He left. Yeah, so in various sutta you will find this artha anartha. So basically, if you want to transcend, you have to find what is attho, A-T-T-H-O, attho. He uses that word. Anatta samhito. Attho anatho. There are many suttas which talk about Nibbana as the only Atha, Parama Atha. Have you heard about that? Anusha, have you heard about that? Parama Atha.
Yes, yes.
And in Sri Lanka, they make it as Paramartha, right?
Correct.
And that is what it is. Parama Atha or Paramartha. Artha is what is making sense. So Nibbana only makes sense, nothing else makes sense. It doesn't mean that there is no sense in anything. That's the only thing which makes sense. Parama Atha. And even if you use Sanskrit word Paramartha, Parama is ultimate, Artha, sense, is Nibbana. So we all should reach Nibbana. Okay. Now reaching means that there is some desire. So at Nibbana, you give up that desire for Nibbana and then you are in Nibbana. But before that, you need to have a desire. So you are starting with ethics, then you are coming into moral, and then you are looking what is Atha, Parama Atha. And because of that, it is Paramam Sukham. The ultimate happiness, if somebody were to call, is non-referential thing. Everything else has a reference. This is the only thing has got no reference. What do you mean reference? It means I am is a reference. That is the starting point. So when you drop that I am in Nibbana, I am in Nibbana means what? I remain and the Nibbana also remain, which is not going to happen. So there shouldn't be any referential. Fine, that's correct. So basically, when I leave that I-ness and mine-ness in its complete essence, that I am an anagami, means I have reached anagami. Meaning I meant to reach something else, right? Now the mind will say that, oh, I need to be an arhat. So I need to be an arhat means what? I should remain. So as long as I remains, arhat is far away. What if I give up that? Give up the very desire. Then you are there. So first and foremost, I need to get into a moral. That's the reason no one says I am an arhat, because that looks very stupid. But if somebody asks, Vilas, are you Vilas? Then I should say I am Vilas, even though knowing that I am not Vilas. In fact, we put that also in the passport. What it says, given name. Meaning it's not your name. If somebody is smart enough, will be able to understand this. Given name. Anybody can give me any name. What is there? Given name, Vilas. First name. What do you mean first name? Whatever is your first. Oh, first, as soon as I started crying, my father said, Vilas, Vilas, Vilas. That's my first name. And last name. Last name, whatever family name, okay, that is the name, okay, that's a family name. Okay. So, given name, first name, last name, or some places, given name, last name, or first name, last name. That means you don't have a name. That's very clear indication. If I can stay like that, I'm an arhat. There's nothing like that I need to struggle. It's a given name, right? It is not my name, it's a given name. Given that you have a wife. Why? You married. Who married? Given. Given that you have a wife, you will get a son. Only if wife is there, I'll get a son, not otherwise. Wow, good, good. Then you can give him my inheritance. Inheritance of what? Property. If I have a wife, meaning given I have a wife, I'm going to get a son and I can give him the property. He can inherit. Beautiful. But is it anything happening to me? Nothing. Given you have a wife, given you have a son, given you have a property. None of this is mine. It's given. Now it is taken. If something is given, it is taken. How did it take? Wife died. What is given is taken. It was never yours in the first place. I need to drop. Otherwise, my so-called wife is going to come inside and going to say, so-called husband, that it's time. So let me also finish. So now, it's if you are in given, you have a taker. If you are a giver, you have a taker. If you are neither a giver, there is no taker, and that's arhat. Neither to give nor to take. So na tena bahya na tatta na ubhayam antare. So there is nothing to take, nothing to give, and neither in between. That's it. So let's hope we all give and take, give the give and take the take, and then done with it, and then you are arhat. And you can still say I am an arhat, because in that sutta MN 26 he says that you can declare you are an arhat. So you can go and declare I am an arhat. Yes, internally he doesn't have anything to say arhat, but externally he has to say, use the word saying that I am an arhat. But there is no I am. Because there is no giver to take anything. There is no experiencer and experienced. Both are not there. Okay, good night to everyone and good day to the other three who are in India.